Welcome back to an all-new episode of On the Rocks here on the Filmaholic channel. This is our unfiltered episode where we take a topic and see where it goes. And this week, the topic we're doing is award shows for comic book films, or superhero films, actually. We made that distinction before. Superhero films, not all comic book films. So like V for Vendetta, Kingsman, stuff like that's not included in this. But so we're doing like pretty much like the Oscars for superhero films. And we're not doing every category, but the categories that I decided for us to do were obviously actor, actress, supporting actress, director, best picture, and best screenplay. I feel like those are most important ones. I mean, obviously we could have expanded even further, included like cinematography, but I decided not to for the purpose of this video. But
didn't have much time.
Didn't have much time either. I really didn't know what I wanted to do this week for On the Rocks. It was like 2 hours before we did this video. And I was like, I got it. Come on.
Probably had a list like which files do I have on my computer that are complete? Here it is.
Made this 2 years. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I made this all this afternoon. But yeah, let's do like the Oscars does and start with supporting actor. I'm curious. I know we'll have some of these the same. I know we'll have at least one the same. I don't know about any of the other ones, to be honest. So for best supporting actor for a superhero film, the first one I'm how do you want to do this? Do you want me to read my five, or do you want to?
Well, I don't have complete lists. Yeah, like I say, I didn't have time, and
okay.
I don't know what you consider. Some of yours are weird.
How many do you have for supporting?
3.
And are some of those that I consider leads?
One of them you said you're insane.
Now, I mean, see, I think it is a lead, but now if this is a different situation too, because if this was the actual Oscars, the one that you're talking about, which we're going to mention here in a bit, he would be a supporting actor. Like, obviously, that would be pushed as a supporting actor at the Oscars, and I would understand that and be fine with it. But in terms of this list, if you're looking at the film, I think he is the lead character in that movie. And that's how I kind of like looked upon it too, of like who, in terms of like Avengers too. Like, obviously, we'll have somebody from Avengers nominated. Who's the lead of the Avengers? Really, it's all of the members of the Avengers. That's what the movie's about. It's not an Iron Man film. It's not a Captain America film. It's the Avengers. But now that I don't know, it just varies depending on the film, and the villain too. Like, obviously, I don't think Loki was the lead in the Avengers. I think the Avengers would be the leads. But with Infinity War, I think Thanos was the lead of that film. I kind of spoiled it, but we'll get to it. Anyways, so for my supporting actor, I'm going to go ahead and say the first one is Heath Ledger as the Joker in The Dark Knight. That's my first one. I'm assuming it's going to be on your list as well.
He almost made it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
almost made it. Had to cut it.
He's on the list. Yeah.
At the end, too, we'll run down and give the winners of each category for our opinions. But so I'll just go ahead and say the 5. That's all mine. I have Heath Ledger playing as the Joker in The Dark Knight. One of the best performances of all time. I have Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier in Logan. I think this was really overlooked by the Academy that year. That movie was just strong in all of the performances, but him and Hugh Jackman just like took it to a different level, I think. So I have him in there. I also have Tom Hardy for The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, man, I forgot about Tom Hardy.
Not as Venom.
Not in this category.
Not in this category. I got him as Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. I don't care what people say what they want about his voice. I just think you're being stupid. You can't hear it. Turn the subtitles on. I think he does a great job. Really delve into that character. That's I have him on there. I also have Robert Downey Jr. in this category for Captain America: The Civil War. he obviously he was supporting that role because it wasn't his movie. But I think he did a really, really great job in that movie, especially the ending. When he finds out about what Winter Soldier has done. I don't care. That's my mother. The fight scene between him and Cap. Really, the acting between both of them. The decision they have to make of leading both of these sides. Like, hey, especially with Iron Man 2, because like the scene with the mom earlier in the film in the elevator. What was that?
Because he's wrong.
Yeah. That's the debate we'll have for a different planned episode of On the Rocks down the line.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I have him in there. And then my last choice for Best Supporting Actor is Michael Caine for The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah? Surprise you?
I'm surprised you didn't have Robert Downey Jr. for Endgame.
That's lead, dude.
Oh, man.
That's lead.
I don't know what you're considering some of this stuff, so I'm just like, oh, you missed this one. Oh, no, I said put him in director, too.
So yeah, he was supporting for Civil War, but Michael Caine, I have him as my last thing for The Dark Knight Rises because his performance in that was really, really good. Best performance of that of his in that trilogy. Scenes you point out there is when he quits, essentially working for Bruce. He's like, yeah, if you're gonna keep doing this, I'm out. Like, I'm not gonna bury another member of the Wayne family. I've been here since you were a baby. And then obviously, the scene later too, at the funeral, just like, oh man, chokes you up. You're just sitting there crying. Yeah. So that's my 5 for supporting actor.
Well, I had 3, but I'll put Tom Hardy that I forgot. But I got Patrick Stewart in Logan, Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, Josh Brolin in Infinity War, and then, like I say, Tom Hardy in The Dark Knight Rises.
Okay. Well, then that leads us to our, I guess, the next category that we'll go into, and that's Best Actor. So for Best Actor, I consider Thanos to be the lead of Infinity War. Even though he's not like an Avenger, and it's an Avengers movie, it's really his journey in that film. He's the character you're mainly following, doing these different things throughout the film, and completing his goal by the end of it. Really, if you're looking at the Infinity War, I would say the leads of that movie is Thanos, Gamora, and Thor. And then Endgame, I would say it's Tony, Steve, and Natasha. But I would argue with you if you wanted to include any of the Avengers as leads in either one of the movies. But yeah, so Josh Brolin is definitely nominated for Best Actor for me for Avengers: Infinity War. I also have obviously I have Hugh Jackman for Logan in there. Then I have Robert Downey Jr. Again, he's the only actor who I did multiple times. I had him for Best Actor and Supporting, but I had him for Best Actor for Avengers: Endgame. And then I had Christian Bale for The Dark Knight Rises. His best performance in the trilogy, although his performance in The Dark Knight was really good as well. This was another thing, I tried to, I'm not going to nominate Christian Bale twice in the same category for, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. I'm going to pick which one's the best and go that way. So I picked him for The Dark Knight Rises. And then the final pick that I did for Best Lead Actor is Chris Evans for Captain America Civil War.
This is one I only got 3 too. We got 2 of the same. We got Christian Bale for The Dark Knight Rises, Hugh Jackman and Logan, and then, like I say, I got Michael Fassbender for X-Men First Class.
I considered Fassbender for First Class until I made the decision to bring Brolin into the lead actor category, because originally I did have him supporting, but then the more I thought about it, especially based off some of my other decisions and actress, I decided to switch it up and bring him into lead, and then I filled that vacant spot in supporting with Michael Caine.
Yeah. Well, you were wrong.
I am right. And then we're going into Best Supporting Actress. In that category, to kick things off, I guess the most obvious one that I'm sure is on your list as well is Michelle Pfeiffer for Batman Returns. Not on your list? I thought she would be. I'm really surprised.
I only have 3.
I have Michelle.
I'm sure I'm blanking on people, but I thought of her, and I'm like, no, I don't think you would be in my 5.
I mean, do I think that's one of the best comic book performances? Not really, but for this category, I think it's definitely iconic, and I think she's the best. Honestly, even of all of those 80s, 90s Batman movies, she's the best part of all of it. As Catwoman, I think she does a really good job. Get out of here, dude. So yeah, I have Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman in The Batman Returns. I also have Anne Hathaway as Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises. Thought her performance was good. Really liked the scene with her and Bruce dancing, telling him what's to come. The scene obviously after 2 where she finds out that he's Batman. Her reaction to not knowing, the scene with her and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, whether or not he's alive or dead. I think she gives.
How about you don't know them anything?
Yeah. So she's in there. I have Daphne Keane for Logan. Really good. Unfortunately, I guess we're not going to see her return as X-23. Would have been nice to see her carry her own film, but got her in there for supporting. The next 2 I have are both in the MCU. And the first one is Tessa Thompson for Thor Ragnarok. Not yours?
No, so.
For supporting, I think she did a really good job. Just how she brings that character to life. Makes me want to see, what she's going to do in future films playing that character. I think at some point she's going to get her own thing, whether it be a show or a movie. Valkyrie. And then the last one I did was Karen Gillan for Avengers Endgame, which I knew I wanted to put her in this category. I just had to sit and think about, which, did she give the better performance in? And I think Endgame was.
She gave the better performance in Endgame, yeah. But, I don't know. I didn't have enough time. Thinking, weighing the options here and there, what I consider. But Michelle Pfeiffer or Tessa Thompson, I might have taken out and replaced with Rene Russo in Endgame. Even though it was 2 scenes, I thought it was better than. But that's it's only 2 scenes though.
Well, supporting, it could have been included.
But I did not. Well, 2 of mine aren't on yours either. They're on your leading actress. I've got Daphne Keane from Logan. Then I've got Scarlett Johansson for Avengers Endgame, and Zoe Saldana for Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that brings us to Best Actress. Go ahead and tell me your Best Actress.
I've only got 2 because that's what I asked you. Who do you got? Because I don't know who you threw in there.
Who's your 2?
I've got Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman and Brie Larson for Captain Marvel. Because I'm not putting Halle Berry for Catwoman. I don't.
Damn it!
I'm not filling these 5 categories with
Jennifer
trash.
Garner. No, and that's what really sucks. Because for Best Actress, I only have 4. I don't have 5, and that really does when you're trying to do this list. It's I didn't know this before doing this list, obviously, but that's a problem with this. Is why is there not more female-led comic book movies or superhero films?
That's the differentiation you made.
The what?
Superheroes, not comic book movies.
Yes, it's superheroes.
Because if it was
sorry, Natalie Portman for Viva.
If it was comic book movies, the clear winner would be Natalie Portman.
But yeah, it looks like moving forward, we are about to get some more female-led comic or superhero films. I keep saying that. Sorry. Thankfully, but as of right now, there's not many out there, leading-wise performances. There's a couple other ones that we just named, like Catwoman, Elektra.
Terrible.
And they're definitely not getting included. But yeah, 2 of yours that you had for supporting, I have in my lead, and that's Zoe Saldana for playing Gamora in Avengers: Infinity War. Now, I think that is one of the lead performances of the film. She's not an Avengers; she is a Guardians of the Galaxy. But if you're looking at the characters that have the most screen time, well, at least I don't know, it might be wrong. Don't go look at the screen time and like.
Well, Thanos has the most, and then her, and then Thor.
Yeah.
From what
So
said.
That's to me the three leads of the film. It's really following their journey, I think, in Infinity War. So I included her for Best Actress, and she I thought about her honestly for. Well, I don't know. I guess she would really be leading everything she's been in. Guardians too.
She's supporting in Guardians. There's no lead actress.
See, I would disagree on that.
I think Star-Lord's the leading actor, and everyone else.
It's the Guardians of the Galaxy, though. It's not Star-Lord.
Doesn't matter, dude. It's like you said for the Avengers. Like, I'm not including every one of them as the lead. It's Cap or Tony. I don't know which one, or you want to consider both leading actors. The first one? Yeah. It's Cap or Tony. Those are your two leads.
I mean, if you had to pick one person from like the Avengers, the first one, I would say Tony's the lead. But I mean, really, you can make the argument that they're all co-leads.
No.
Especially, I would include Thor in there too.
Yeah, he's supporting. Cap or Tony, I mean. Especially Guardians, like I say, that's Star-Lord. He's the
first one, maybe. I would say Guardians too. They're
more his journey.
I wouldn't say so. That's just because the villain is related to him, and is his dad. But really, I mean, it's not his. The first, Guardians, you kick off with him, and you're following him his journey really, and these other characters come into it. But when the second one begins, they're already that team, and yet the villain's related to him, but it's really that team and how they are adapting and his relationship with Gamora and all that. So, but anyways, I didn't nominate her for Guardians. I nominated her for Avengers: Infinity War. I also nominated Scarlett Johansson for Avengers: Endgame. She is to me, like I said, I would say that Tony, Steve, and Natasha are the three leads for Endgame. Because it's really, I feel like you fall in them the most. Really, if I had to put it in order too, I would say Tony, Natasha, and Steve. Not overall the course of the MCU, I would say Steve's obviously number two, but and that film, I don't know. Natasha, I really think hers was really impactful, and being one of the founding members of Avengers and her death and everything, I think I would consider her lead. And then I have Brie Larson for Captain Marvel and Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman, for best lead actress. All right, we got. Which one do you want to do next?
I guess screenplay. Okay.
Now moving on to best screenplay. My nominees are Logan, which obviously did get a screenplay nomination. The Dark Knight, which should have gotten a screenplay nomination. Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man 2, which, a lot of people can look at and say that's a great screenplay. I mean, I remember I had that book when I was younger that taught me how to write screenplays, and that was in there. That was one of the films they referenced was Spider-Man 2. And then the last film I have in this category is Avengers: Infinity War.
I've only got three. Like, this is some Spider-Man 2 I hadn't seen in forever. As far as the screenplay, I don't exactly remember. Like, overall, I remember, like, main points, even, like, some little stuff. But, like, as far as, like, dialogue, I don't remember much. So I only have Logan, The Dark Knight, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Infinity War and Endgame, I don't know. Like, they're a toss-up as far as, like, but if you're talking about, like, screenplays, I don't know what else I would include in this category. I mean, I like the screenplay for Civil War a lot. But those are I had definite.
if I had to take one off, it would be Infinity War. But I included it because I mean I do think it is a really good screenplay. Not just in the dialogue, but like Thanos' dialogue is obviously really good, and his monologues and the iconic stuff that I feel like he says now, but just the journey that everybody goes on in that film and the ending of it. I mean, obviously they pulled this movie from the comics, but it's just such a big thing in film history now, cinematic history, the snap. So
yeah, pretty big.
I think, sure, a lot of people would disagree with me.
I don't care what they think.
And then we go to Best Director. So for Best Director,
did you include same directors on here twice?
No.
If not, your list is small.
What do you mean? I didn't use directors twice.
Man.
No. Then I have 5.
Get out of here, dude.
How many
Who
do you
got? Don't worry about my list. Who you got? See who your 5 are since they're all different.
Well, obviously, the number 1 I have is Christopher Nolan for The Dark Knight. The easiest choice to go on there. But you could have nominated him really for all 3 of the films. But The Dark Knight is the best that he did. The next one I have is James Mangold for Logan. And then the next one I have is the Russo brothers for Avengers Endgame. And that was hard picking which one I wanted to nominate them for. Either was it Endgame, Infinity War, because they did a great job with both. But if I'm just looking at, I don't know, like directing, I'm gonna be like, I think Endgame is slightly the better film, overall. But maybe that's just my personal side kicking in too.
I don't know why you didn't pick them for both.
I mean, I guess I could.
If it's like best director, I don't know why you cheated them out of a nomination. You should be ashamed.
I mean, I could take out my number 5, which really I think they did a better job than he did. But I wanted to include 5 different people. So
Savage.
My next choice is Sam Raimi for Spider-Man 2, which, I mean, I think he deserves it. That movie's really well directed. I mean, just like look at some of the action scenes and the dramatic scenes are all really done wonderfully. I just love the direction of those first 2 films in general, just like the overall feel of it too, cinematography, everything about those. And then my last pick for Best Director, and this is one where I was like, I could take him out and put the Russo brothers a second time for Infinity War, but like I said, I wanted to have everybody different. And so I chose Taika Waititi for Thor Ragnarok, putting him in there as that 5th slot for Best Director. No, not a fan.
That's not who I thought your 5th pick was going to be.
Who'd you think it was going to be?
Well, I mean, it was first on my list, but screw them, I guess. So I've got the Russo brothers on here twice for Infinity War and Endgame. So I think they deserve it, and I'm not going to cheat them just because they did a great job twice. Like you. That's just savage. I've got Christopher Nolan for The Dark Knight. I've got James Mangold for Logan. And then I've got the team who directed Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
No, I'm only including live action directors.
That is messed up, dude.
Yeah,
that's messed up, dude.
I mean, if I'm including everything, yeah, I would put them in there. But
I don't know how you put them on your best picture list, but not director.
Has there ever been a director nominated for best director for an animated film? I know that. Like,
what's the point? What's your point here, man? You're taking away. If we put cinematography on here, you best believe they're gonna be on there too. I don't know what your problem with that is.
No, that's not cinematography.
Oh, okay.
That's drawing. That's animation.
You still have to choose the shots. Cinematography is choosing the shots.
You didn't set the camera up though.
I guess Spider-Verse directed itself, according to you. They directed nothing.
Did not make it on there. This is live action directors.
But not live action Best Picture.
Best picture is best picture.
And Best Director is Best Director. Somebody directed. That's so messed up.
Okay.
Animated people. Get out of here.
So you picked, was it Peter Ramsley and Rodney Rothman? Was there another person?
Bob.
Letterboxd doesn't want to let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we're on to Best Picture, which can be anywhere from 5 to 10 nominees, but I ended up going with 6. And my nominees include The Dark Knight, Logan, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, I see we're including live action on pictures. I have 8. I got Logan, Captain America Civil War, Captain America the Winter Soldier.
Get that movie out of here.
I will kill you. Spider-Man 2, The Dark Knight, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame.
You have a solid 7.
With the worst movie on this list being Spider-Man 2.
You were insane. It's Winter Soldier. No, I don't know why. Everybody just like loves that movie for some reason. It's really good. It's a 4-star film.
I just choose to not like it. You're like, this is the one. I've watched Forrest Gump now, and I have to like it. So it's like, this is the one I'm going to choose not to like now.
It's the worst film in the Captain America trilogy, and I'll stand by that.
You're crazy. You don't get to vote on the Captain America trilogy because you just jumped on the bandwagon.
What are you talking about?
First Avenger sucked. One of the worst comic book movies of all time.
I never said that. I said it was one of the worst MCU movies. And that's until like a couple years ago when I rewatched it and I was like, oh, okay. I like it. I like it more. It became a 4-star. And then like rewatched it more. I was like, okay, this movie's amazing. 4.5.
Yeah. The whole Captain America trilogy is 4.5 stars.
4.5, 4, 4.5. You think about the Iron Man trilogy, it's all 4. Even 4. That's their hot take.
No.
Yeah, think about that. I have Iron Man 2 the same rating as Winter Soldier. And Iron Man 3.
I would someone would just break into your apartment and punch you in the face right now.
God.
Just walk back out. Your neighbor or somebody hear you say that, just kick down the door.
The best part of Winter Soldier is
the entire movie.
Nick Fury and Black Widow.
Sweating from all those hot takes.
Yep. All right, now let's go through and give it some winners. For me, the best. Well, I'll go ahead and give you all of my winners, and then you can give me all yours because we're going to have different things for different categories too. So my winner for Best Supporting Actor is Heath Ledger for The Dark Knight. Give the Best Supporting Actress or Best Supporting Actor performance in all of comic book superhero films. For Best Supporting Actress, this is a tough one.
I thought you already had winners.
No. It's just me going through here now. That's a hard one. It's really hard. I'm going to go with man.
What were your choices again?
I have Daphne Keane for Logan, Michelle Pfeiffer for Batman Returns, Anne Hathaway for The Dark Knight Rises, Tessa Thompson for Thor Ragnarok, and Kieran Gillen for Avengers Endgame.
It's either Daphne Keane or Kieran Gillen.
I'm going to go with Daphne Keane for Logan. That was my first instinct, so that's what I'm going to go with. For Best Actor, the clear winner is Hugh Jackman for Logan, for me. And then for Best Actress, this is another really hard one. Oh, man.
I don't know why it's a hard choice.
Why?
Should be a clear winner.
You know what your clear winner is?
Well, your two leading actresses are my two supporting. So, and there's a very clear winner by a thin margin. It's a very clear winner.
By a thin margin. I'm gonna give the winner for best lead actress in a comic book film. Well, my pages.
You keep saying that. It's not a comic book superhero.
Well, Scarlett Johansson for Avengers Endgame.
And you chose the wrong
one. For best screenplay, I am gonna go with The Dark Knight. I think it has the best screenplay of all of those. For best director, I'm gonna follow same thing, Christopher Nolan for The Dark Knight, and for best picture, once again, The Dark Knight. Yeah, it's time to give me yours now.
Supporting actor, Heath Ledger. It's not a question. Don't know how anybody could choose someone besides him. Supporting actress is Zoe Saldana for Avengers: Infinity War.
Lead actress.
You're crazy. Lead actor is Michael Fassbender for First Class.
You're insane. Are you serious?
Yeah. I think it's underrated, dude.
Man.
It's underrated.
I don't think
it's underrated.
Did you not watch Logan? Did you just black out? Or Endgame? Or The Dark Knight? Or The Dark Knight Rises? Or any? Oh, man.
You will move on your own. Best actress, Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman. Just her and Brie Larson, so it's not really a tough choice there. Screenplay is going to Logan. Best director is going to Christopher Nolan, and best picture is going to The Dark Knight.
I can't believe you gave it to Michael Fassbender. We were just talking about Steve Jobs earlier, and you're like, oh man, I had that in my mind. So I'll give him this win since he didn't win the Oscar.
You'll show some respect to Michael Fassbender in this performance. It's incredible.
It almost made my 5, but it did not.
But you are just wrong. I understand.
Took it out. And Days of Future Past is better than X-Men First Class.
I'm taking you to the doctor. You had a stroke. Talking about Steve Jobs. I think you had a heart attack, little buddy. Something happened to your brain.
Oh, man.
Tell Sarah come check on you. Fall off the balcony.
Well, the railings are loose, so one slip. But yeah, that is our superhero Oscars, if you will, for On the Rocks this week.
Include comic book movies?
No, not comic book movies, just superhero movies. Next week we're going to be talking about the rating system, and just things to deal with that. You know, we got 8th grade coming up soon, for free pour. So I wanted to have the rating system. That is next week, right? I'd have another stroke. It's next week. Yeah.
I don't know with all the stuff you chose tonight.
I wanted it to line up with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, excited to. Yeah.
I got 20 some movies left on my A24 to watch.
Good luck. I gave up.
Trying, dude.
I got to the exception, and I was like, nope. Jai Courtney, not for me.
What did I get? Did I like that one?
I think you give it like a 2.5 or something, maybe.
Yeah, I think that is. I mean, it was better than I expected, but I think the book was probably better.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, probably.
I can imagine.
I mean, he didn't even give a bad performance. It's just, I don't know, overall, kind of meh. Could have been a lot better, I think.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.